You never expect your life to fall apart on an ordinary Tuesday, but mine did. Not with yelling, not with chaos, but with one quiet, heartbreaking moment that destroyed everything I thought I knew. That evening, I stayed late at the office. My name is Daniel Carter, 34 years old, senior operations manager at a rapidly growing logistics company. People knew me as calm, dependable, the kind of man who solves problems instead of causing them. My boss, Richard Hale, in his early 50s, powerful and polished, the kind of man who could smile while crushing someone beneath him, had always trusted me, or at least I believed he did. I had forgotten my laptop charger at home, so I decided to make a quick stop. My house was only 15 minutes away. Nothing felt strange. Nothing seemed suspicious until the moment I stepped inside. The lights were low, much darker than usual for that time of night. My heartbeat quickened, not out of fear, but because something deep inside me knew something was wrong. Then I heard it, a laugh, her laugh. Sophie, my wife, 29, intelligent, beautiful, and lately so emotionally distant in a way I could never fully understand. I slowly walked toward the bedroom, every step feeling heavier than the one before it. Then I saw it, the bedroom door slightly open, shadows moving behind it, and a voice I recognized instantly. Richard. In that single moment, everything inside me went completely numb. No rage, no screaming, no breakdown, only painful clarity. I didn't storm into the room. I didn't create a scene. I simply stood there long enough to accept the truth I never wanted to face. Then I quietly turned around and walked away. That was the moment they believed they had broken me. They had no idea how wrong they were. The next morning, I arrived at work exactly on time. Same calm expression, same controlled voice. Richard greeted me as if nothing had happened. In his world, men like me were too quiet to fight back. Later that afternoon, Sophie sent me a casual text. "Miss you." I almost laughed at the irony of it. But instead of reacting with emotion, I began to plan. You see, Richard wasn't only my boss. He was careless beneath that polished image. Over the years, I had managed sensitive reports, financial statements, internal audits, things he trusted me with because he never imagined I would use them against him. But I remembered everything. Night after night turned into silent investigation. Emails, transfers, financial discrepancies. Richard had been moving company money into shell accounts little by little, carefully enough to avoid attention unless someone knew exactly where to look. And I knew where to look better than anyone. Within a week, I had every piece of evidence documented, organized, precise, impossible to challenge. Then I made my move. I didn't confront him privately. No threats, no emotional outbursts. That was exactly what he would have expected from someone weaker. Instead, I requested a board meeting. As senior operations manager, I had enough authority to call for an urgent financial review. Richard walked into that room completely confident, relaxed, even giving me a nod like I was still the loyal employee standing at his side. I connected my laptop to the screen and began the presentation. Slide after slide appeared. Transactions, account numbers, dates, timelines. Silence slowly consumed the room as the board members leaned forward, their expressions changing from confusion to shock, then finally anger. Richard's confident smile faded instantly. "Daniel, what is this?" he asked, struggling to remain composed. For the first time since that night, I looked directly into his eyes. "This," I said calmly, "is accountability." He tried to interrupt me, tried to deny everything, but the evidence was undeniable. Within 10 minutes, security had been called. Within an hour, Richard was escorted out of the same building he once ruled with absolute confidence. And Sophie? That part was easier. I had already filed for divorce quietly and efficiently. I left the papers on the kitchen counter with my wedding ring resting beside them. No arguments, no shouting, just an ending that spoke for itself. A few days later, she came to my office. Her eyes were red from crying, her voice trembling as apologies poured out desperately, as if words could erase what had happened. I listened quietly, then I told her something she never expected to hear. "I didn't lose you," I said. "You lost me." Then I walked away without looking back. People believe revenge has to be loud, emotional, and destructive. But the kind that truly stays with people, the kind they never forget, is silent, calculated, and final. Before you leave, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support truly helps me continue bringing you more powerful, emotional, and realistic stories like this one. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. And tell me in the comments, what would you have done in this situation? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.